I've made over $10,000 a month for the past 4 years straight, and so I feel like I am best qualified to teach people how to make their first $10,000 a month in the modern world and in this current, I guess, economy with social media and just the abundance of ideas that is currently out there. And so, if you don't know who I am, my name is Devon Canup, CEO and founder of a company called Become Borrow, which inside this channel I don't talk about that type of stuff. I'm here to teach you guys how to make your first $10,000 a month. I've been doing $10,000 a month for a pretty long time. I had my first actually I had my first $20,000 month, which was the first month I did $10,000 back in 2019, and ever since then I have made a lot of money. I've made over a couple $1,000,000 now, and I have made $10,000 a month from scratch multiple times, building multiple different businesses and multiple different strategies, multiple different ways. And so, what I will say, to make $10,000 a month in this current world that we live in, there are a lot of different opportunities, and making $10,000 a month is pretty simple for the most part, as long as you understand some basic principles and some basic concepts. And so I'm going to be breaking those down inside of this video and just kind of giving you guys a little bit of some secret sauce, I guess, on how to go out there and do this. And so, with that being said, the main thing is you want to find one vehicle, one strategy that'll get you to $10,000 a month. You're not going to get to $10,000 a month having 20 different income streams, unless you're doing, let's say you're running like a YouTube channel and you call that all of your different income streams. But to make $10,000 a month is pretty straightforward. I think the biggest misconception when it comes to making $10,000 a month is, or even just making money in general, is just you don't need to be some creative genius to make $10,000 a month in the world that we live in. Ultimately, you just need to find something that somebody else has already done in a proven path to getting to your first $10,000 a month. So I can speak on the business models that I have done, or some business models I have attempted at, or like have friends in, or what have you. But there are so many ways to go make $10,000 a month $10,000 a month these days. It is crazy. So like I said, I will be talking about the ways that I've done it, and these are low barrier to entry ways or methods that are pretty simple and straightforward to get into. So one of the ways that I've done it many times now at this point is by building faceless YouTube channels. So what I do is I go and pick some sort of niche, whether it be history, technology, travel, space. I've even seen people do like movies, celebrity, drama, sports, etc. I talk about a lot of it on my Become Borrow YouTube channel, which you guys can go check out if you go on my profile and you see it linked on there. But anyways, I've done this many times with faceless YouTube channels. All you really need to get to is it's like about 1 million views a month, 1 to 3 million views a month, depending on the niche that you're in. Maybe if you're in a lower RPM niche, then maybe up to 4 or 5 million views a month. But what you need to really do is just have like one video that goes viral and you're making $10,000 a month. And so the main thing, so I've done that with faceless YouTube channels. I've done it through real estate. I've done it through selling coaching and courses, or I've done it through consulting. I've done it through selling courses and coaching, and then I've also gotten to that through e-commerce, and let's see if there's anything else. Yeah, that's it. And then you can also do like social media marketing agencies. I haven't done that personally. But yeah, anyways, so to get to your first $10,000 a month, you need to find someone that's already like being successful and just recently passed $10,000 a month. You know, someone that's making $10,000 to $50,000 a month is perfect. I think one of the common misconceptions that people have is that they all study these like billionaires, or they all study these people that are like, you know, Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk, and they're like, well, if Elon Musk went and built a rocket company, and then I can build something similar to that, and I can get to my first $10,000 a month. That is a terrible idea to go after like these big, huge. At least if you're trying to make your first $10,000 a month and make, you know, kind of get your first like feet off the ground and be able to do cool stuff in life, you don't really need anything that crazy or that special. Like the most crazy, weird, random stuff can easily go and make $10,000 a month. Like I think there's people that are like scoop ice cream on TikTok and go make $10,000 a month. So what you want to do is find somebody that you can relate to that is in that $10,000 to $50,000 a month mark group and model what they do. So not steal, don't just like literally just take their thing and just completely download it. But if you just create a similar version of it, then you can simply go and get to $10,000 a month pretty easily. So, example of this. What you could do is model somebody, let's say that we're talking about the ice cream scooper on TikTok. This guy's like scooping ice cream. What you could do is instead of doing it with ice cream, instead you could do it with making hot dogs on TikTok or something of that matter. So what you want to do is you want to find somebody that's already doing something that is already successful and apply it with a somewhat similar niche. So like, for example, some of my students, they build let's say they found this YouTube channel that's like on tennis. And then what they'll do is they'll make a YouTube channel about golf, and then they'll make the same videos as the tennis channel, but instead of on tennis, they will make them on golf. And so what you want to do is just simply just find something that is already working in the world and just apply what they're doing and model what's working. So rather than going being some Russell Brunson of ClickFunnels and going building some sort of ClickFunnels, which he actually started by making like a potato gun website. So go find, they call it ClickFunnels, they call it funnel hacking. Basically, go find and model somebody else that's already doing the amount of money that you want to do in a reasonable level that you can comprehend and understand, and go and apply that. As soon as you start trying to apply these tactics that people are making hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars and you haven't made your first $10,000 a month, you're really setting yourself up for a lot of confusion, and you don't know really what they are actually doing to be successful. And that is really only going to kind of really throw you off. So the main thing is model what works. I'm not going to tell you guys all to go do the same thing inside of this video. Honestly, for me, I tried all the different business models. I tried social media marketing agency. I tried drop shipping, Amazon FBA. I tried YouTube. I tried real estate wholesaling. I tried, what else have I tried? I've tried, those are a lot, like just a list of stuff that I've tried personally. There's so many different business models out there. Really what you need to do is find something, not some necessarily, you want to be careful with any sort of like internet gurus and stuff like that, because they could purely just be making all the money off of making the videos or like teaching you how to do something, or they might be completely removed from the model, right? Like entirely. So you want to either like, you want to find people that are currently doing what you're trying to do, that are making over $10,000 a month and following on their footsteps. Someone that is making $10,000 a month has probably not been doing it that long. Now somebody that is making over, let's say, $50,000 a month, or someone that is making over $300,000 a month, those are like way completely different strategies. So what you need is to find something that is reasonably getting some results at a fairly decent rate. So now here's some things though. The way that you don't succeed and the way that you don't get to $10,000 a month, which I think is just as important as asking yourself how to get to $10,000 a month, is you do it for a short period of time and then you give up. I think having like a lot of like false people to look up to will really set yourself up for failure. Because like I said, all you really need to do is to just model what's working and you will get results. So the way that I see people not get results and not get to $10,000 a month is by being extremely creative and trying to build this whole like new world, like this like new product that like no one, like you're just trying to be too original. The more original you are, at least when you're getting started, the further away, the more it's going to take to get results. So like the analogy that I have for this is, let's say like for my Mercedes over here, I could go and get, let's say, some suspension on it, like some air suspension. So that way I could like change the height of it or whatever, which would be stupid. But anyways, I could go and do that, and I can get it to where, I could like feel cool or whatever, drive like having this suspension. But this thing that would be stupid about that is I would probably have so many issues. I'd have so many problems. And you see this when you look at people with aftermarket suspension versus people that just use the suspension that Mercedes puts onto the cars. And so with these two Mercedes behind me, Mercedes has spent hundreds of millions of dollars innovating their suspension systems on their car, if not maybe even billions of dollars, understanding and learning how to use suspension and what works best with their car and their model specifically. And so would I rather try and go work with this company that has maybe spent like $1 million in testing, or would I rather work with a suspension that has had hundreds of millions of dollars in the investment into the suspension of the car? And so what I'm trying to say here is, if you can find a company that's already R&D'd and already figured out, or someone that's already figured out done all the hard work and did all the heavy lifting and figured out how to be successful on a platform, or how to be successful with a business model, then what you need to do is just model them. Another thing I want to add to this video is, to get to $10,000 a month, you are going to need to build a business. You're not going to be able to do that. I mean, the other option is you could do it through getting a job. But if you are doing a job, or if you have a job, then you are under the company's guidance as to like how you can go and make your first $10,000 a month. If you build a business, you can control how everything works. You can control how much you get paid. You get to decide how much goes towards the cost of the product. You get to decide where this money goes, and you get to decide what, how everything works. Whereas if you go work for a job, you still have to go work, and you can't just go and quit or whatever. If you want to make $10,000 a month, at least with the modern methods and in this world, you need to go and find and model somebody that is already successful and build more preferably a business. Now, this can be a solo person business. You don't need some like payroll systems, and you don't need like some crazy tax structure or anything like that. You could just have like a simple LLC, and if you're in the United States, and just simply have a pretty simple one person business. You like some other good models I would say that are the best are businesses where you are middlemaning the service, so that way you aren't necessarily needing to go and build all the infrastructure that's necessary out there. So like if you're doing a social media marketing agency, you just run Facebook ads or TikTok, or create content on TikTok. So then what's nice is, the platform is really the flywheel for you. You're not having to build things from the ground up. Other business models like this are like real estate wholesaling, which I've done in the past. You're the middleman of the business. You're not the realtor, the real estate agent, or like the person with the cash, or even having to deal with the fix and flip. And you're not the person like owning the house to sell it. You're the person in the middle that is able to, be the middleman of this transaction. So if you can find some sort of way to kind of like middleman deals, that is always like the best business model to get to your first $10,000 a month. But really, at the end of the day, it's just modeling other people that have already been successful and figuring out what they've done, and then just kind of replicating that and trying to model it as best as you possibly can. So there's a YouTube channel out there that's making to over $10,000 a month. You can go and look at like a platform like Social Blade and see how they're doing, how much money they're making off their channel. Then you can simply go and model what they're doing and apply what they're doing in a similar method. Like really just gaming the system and kind of just finding things that are quick, little, easy, I guess, like opportunity or low hanging fruit is the best way to get to $10,000 a month. You don't need some crazy business or anything like that. Now, for those of you that are, those of you that do have like a high paying job, and where it might actually make more sense to just kind of get to those next upper levels of your job, that's for another video. But inside of here is how to make your first $10,000 a month in the modern world through the internet and through making money online. And at the end of the day, making $10,000 a month isn't too difficult. It's just you do have to make it like your sole focus, and put your eyes on the target of building this income stream of making $10,000 a month. So anyways, that's what I got. I'll see you guys all in the next one.